Hold up. Now you can go.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Jam Sports Podcast, where we have 3 total viewers, and one of them is more than likely my mom. How are we doing today?
Go!
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
Damn. I heard
So
Dan Snyder's doing pretty good.
Yeah,
fuck
that
Diff.
that's the
Dan
best thing I've seen
Snyder.
all day. He's
Yeah.
in legal trouble. He might be selling the team. Oh, beautiful.
Dude, if he sells the team, I think we all go to that stadium and throw a party.
Dude.
Like
See, I
we
think
all
it was
we all have to go to a commies game if he sells the
it
team.
was Scooter that posted something along the lines of trying to get Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants fans to all group together and purchase the Commanders and sign Wentz to a 10-year deal. Trade all the good players in division. Use them as our farm team.
Okay,
Do
wait,
it.
what? I can't think of. Listen, I don't follow their roster, but what talent do they have?
None.
They have a decent amount of
Ter-
defensive talent. Chase
Terry
Young is
McLaurin.
coming back from injury.
Chase Young is
who-
ass.
He's not ass, but he's just not like what you'd
He's-
want from a
He
top pick on defense.
he's not better than Nick Bosa like everybody was having him out to be. I can
And the
tell you that
49
much.
reference begins.
Yeah. But no,
I
Chase
can
Young
tell you that
definitely is
much.
he's young, he has promise. It's the kind of thing just like I mean, if Alex already brought up the 49ers, just like Tony, where I wouldn't pick him where he was picked in the draft the way he's turned out, but he's still talented and he's still got value for another team.
Oh, Kadarius. Oh.
We can talk about that later.
Can I just say the only reason why Chase Young is not as good of the pass rush as he is because he had no fucking hand movement when he was in college. Like he had hand movement, but like Nick Bosa was elite with his hands in at Ohio State, and it got even better when he got to the NFL. Chase Young just straight up just like ran past people. Like
That's the
it's-
curse of having Chase Young's athletic ability. He didn't
like,
have to
it's-
develop more than that, and so he didn't.
exactly, and now he's getting exposed in the NFL pretty much. But I hope
Oh,
he does
he's
well
still
because he's
performed
really
well
good.
when he's been on the field. He just
hasn't-
hasn't been there.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to our predictions. I did shit. May did great. Jack did fucking fantastic.
Don't tell me what I already know.
Thanks.
All right, so let's go over the game that we all. Oh wait, we didn't all get it right. All right, let's just talk about
Looking
the
at
first game.
you.
Looking at you, May. Ravens and Bucks. Me and Jack picked the Ravens to win. May picked the Bucks. The Ravens ended up winning. Tom Brady is washed big time. And yeah, thoughts?
You guys
Anything?
You guys keep doubting Tom Brady. He's literally like on his back
gonna-
like a turtle. He's just
Yeah.
gonna start climbing up that mountain again.
I'm gonna put it out
Dog.
there.
He's
Tom
gonna-
Brady's still making all the tight window throws. He's still got the strength there. Is he
Deep down-
fully there? No, but he's also like going through a divorce.
He doesn't
Yeah, I
have
think
noodle
that-
arm. He's still accurate.
No,
My-
he's still
Yeah,
beyond
he's
accurate.
still
He makes
good.
throws that other people
Yeah.
can't dream of attempting.
Yeah,
He's just
but
he's getting a lot less help from his offense than he has in the past. That
The
line
point-
is rough this year.
the point being is that I don't care if he loses a leg and an arm. I'm still not going to doubt the guy that has played for. I'm not going to do it. It's dumb. I'm not going to put money against him.
What
I
about
mean, there are
his throwing
decades of
arm?
evidence that he's probably going to end up fine come playoffs, should they make it.
Yeah.
His
All
throwing
right.
arm's still strong.
No.
He's
I mean,
strong
what if he
enough.
lost his throwing arm? Like,
Oh.
like May said, like
He'll throw a
he's gonna-
lefty.
Dog.
Shit, Ben
Dog.
Roethlisberger and Drew Brees both like survived their last few years in the league basically with their brain alone. Drew Brees especially, he had zero arm left. They had to bring in another quarterback for any deep balls. They literally had to
Wait,
sub
was
him
that-
out for Taysom Hill to throw the ball deep.
Dude, that's how you know they
So,
were
like,
going deep. It's just
There's
it's
no
just a
rules
tell.
against not being in a wheelchair. Tom could just roll out
No,
in a wheelchair
seriously.
and just chuck it.
Like and even if you get noodle arm, he's still going to be decently accurate and make the decisions that he's spent all this time learning how to make. Like
Just
he'd
keep my-
still be he could be like using a walker and probably still be a decent quarterback.
Just keep my arm, young coach. He's in a wheelchair, just fucking throwing it over his head.
Dude, this TB12 smoothie is nasty. My arm feels like it's, 18.
All right. Next game, Jags and Broncos. I predicted this game wrong, but it was a really close game.
May was the only one of us that had the Broncos.
Exactly. I was surprised the Broncos won this game since their offense is ass cheeks.
I figured out why they won.
Why?
Hear me out, okay?
Okay.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, watched this game. The Broncos' worst
That's
games have been on prime
true.
time, and they've been
That's
on prime time
true.
so much. Yes, this was a
That's
London game in the morning,
true.
but it was ESPN Plus exclusive. I didn't watch a second of it. I know very few people that pay for ESPN Plus.
I pay for ESPN Plus because I get Hulu and Disney Plus.
Oh, you got the Disney bundle?
Yeah.
I have Hulu for like $2 a month on the student plan, and I don't have Disney Plus or ESPN Plus. So,
Darn.
but still, like I know you were the first person I've spoken to that saw even a minute of this game, if you did.
I saw maybe 2 minutes, decided to
Wow.
turn it off and go to work.
I mean, that's fair. It's the Broncos and the Jaguars, but
'Cause
like
I didn't want to watch
Prime
this
time
game.
television? Let's ride.
they finally won a game with no one watching.
Meg, what the fuck did you just say?
Prime time
You heard
television?
him.
Let's ride.
You heard him.
Doug, what the fuck is that voice? Let's rock. Like, what the fuck? All right. Dolphins, Lions. I think we all guessed it right. Right?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
Dolphins.
Yeah, we all
Finn
guessed it
Bros.
right.
Which is it's incredible because the Lions got out to an early lead and looked like they were gonna run away with it, and then they fucking choked hard.
You know, I think the Lions and the Falcons like to choke a lot.
The Falcons actually were the beneficiaries of an epic choke job this
Oh,
week.
wait, you mean?
Oh,
you
no,
mean
no, no.
Red-
Yeah, but normally they like to choke.
Yes.
You mean former Red Calvin Ridley team? Yeah, that's.
Hey, the Lions are kinky. I can't blame them.
Okay.
I woke up, came downstairs late at like
move it.
3 in the afternoon, and my dad was watching the game, and I looked at the score, and the Lions were just getting demolished, and I was like, yeah, this is about right. So I was right.
All right. Panthers, Falcons. I predicted the Panthers over the Falcons. I thought
That was one hell of a game.
I thought Bad Man Gone would have carried over a second game, and I
Yeah.
was wrong.
It should have.
It should have. It really
A
should.
wrongly called penalty and a kicker choking a slightly harder extra point was
Wow. I wonder who else choked a fucking fake penalty at the end of the game. Rams Bengals Super Bowl against Cooper Cup. That shit ain't PI bit. All right. Anyway,
someone's mad.
I'm mad
Ra-
that the Rams won because they didn't deserve to win
Jack-
that game.
Jack, just hike up the leash a little bit. He'll be fine.
Anyway.
Just
Um,
just let it. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Just move on.
Yeah, I thought the Panthers would win, and they ended up choking bad. So
Alex, the voices in your head dressed up as Rams players can't hurt you. Don't listen to them.
they can though, Jack. They can. Vikings Cardinals. I think we all guessed Vikings.
The
No.
Vikings, when they're not on primetime, are good.
May
football.
picked the Cardinal. Okay, do we count playoff games as prime time? Like I would think.
Yeah, because
so, right?
they're for a national audience.
So the Vikings aren't making it past the first round.
Oh,
Is that
fuck
what we're
no.
thinking? Okay.
But they're going to be one of the best regular season teams.
They
And
are
they
one of
might
the
make
best
it
regular
past the first
season
round
teams.
because the
So-
NFC is dog shit. But
so
like any
I-
wild card team is going to be bad.
I have a question.
Second round, they're fucked. Yeah?
I have a question. So are the Vikings the equivalent of the late 2010s Utah Jazz? Where they were like one of the best teams during the regular season and then absolutely choked like a motherfucker in the playoffs. Is that a good comparison?
I think the Vikings more often than not slipped into the playoffs more than dominated teams
Yeah.
in the
No,
regular
I'm
season.
talking this year's Vikings.
this year?
compared to-
Yeah, this year
I don't know.
they're objectively a pretty good team. The problem is
Okay.
they have Kirk Cousins at quarterback, so that team as a whole will be incapable of performing when it matters.
You know, it's funny. Kirk Cousins and Jimmy Garoppolo used to be the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL.
And they're both
And
on
then
contracts that are well worth it.
replacement.
Dog, dude, what? No
Jimmy's
offense, but
contract was a pretty good deal for
we
the
were
way
gonna
that
pay
team
the
performed.
motherfucker 14 to 16 million dollars as a backup originally before Trey got injured. We were gonna pay him. He was the highest paid backup by a long shot.
Yeah, but when you sign him as he signed that as a starter. And the way that he played as a starter was
true.
worth that kind of money.
That's
Even if he wasn't great, he was good enough. And quarterbacks are
so.
extremely valuable.
So what you're saying is Jimmy was worth the money?
I'm saying that pretty much any quarterback in the top 22 would be worth that much money.
Guys, you guys heard it
Nowadays.
first. Jack has admitted that Jimmy Garoppolo is a decent quarterback. All right. Cowboys and Bears. We all picked the Cowboys, and I think that was pretty fucking obvious. Though I do want to say this because I didn't get to say this on the podcast, and we the podcast last week was on Monday. I didn't get to say this. May, how does it feel to get dicked by the Bears? Because I'm gonna be honest, this entire season up until now, you've been, how did the Niners lose to the Bears? How did the Niners lose to the Bears? We only lost by 9. That's less than double digits. Y'all
New
lost
England
by damn near.
Patriots.
Hold up.
What happened?
Y'all lost by damn near 20. So, May, I'd like to know what the fuck happened and why does this mean awesomeness for me? Can you just explain this for
It
everybody?
actually doesn't mean that because you still lost to the fucking Bears. And
No,
the
no, no,
49ers
no,
should
no.
be a better team than the Patriots.
No. Here's the thing. We only
Hmm?
lost by 9. The Patriots lost by 19.
You want to
So
know how much the
objectively-
Giants lost to the Bears by?
All right. You guys win close.
Just putting
but
it out there.
You guys win close but horrible games. Like everybody knows if the Giants are gonna win, they're gonna win ugly as shit, or they're gonna lose by a blowout. Okay.
They were not
or
okay. I would like to correct that they were not blown out against the Seahawks, and they were in that game
they were not.
against Dallas.
They,
No.
they were not. But I would like to say that normally the Giants win ugly or get blown the fuck out of the water.
Yeah,
but you
before
guys are
this
do-
year,
but-
that was
but-
absolutely true under
but
Joe Judge.
you guys are doing fantastic this season. I, as a part-time Giants fan because of Jackpot,
Oh, okay.
am very happy for the Giants. And I hope the Super Bowl is a Giants-Patriots Super Bowl where the Giants just dick the fuck out of the Patriots. Anyway,
Sorry.
moving on.
Speaking of the Patriots
Yeah, what's
getting
up?
absolutely bent over, there's no way they don't run into the Bills and then get run over by the Bills this year again.
No,
If they even
that's
make
what
the playoffs.
that's why we're hoping the Dolphins beat the Bills, and then the Dolphins play the Patriots.
That whole division makes the playoffs. I'm terrified.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I'm praying to God. I really want to see a Patriots Giants Super Bowl where the Giants beat the shit
Patriots
out of-
Jets playoff game.
Oh my goodness! If it's a Patriots Jets playoff game, I hope Zach Wilson goes God mode like Joe Montana and Tom Brady combined.
Fortunately, I don't think Zach Wilson has
also-
God mode in him.
Also, speaking of Zach Wilson, Jeff can't see this. Zach Wilson, patch that I got. All right. Anyway.
It's a cute card. I heard the other card you got was better though. The other quarterback.
Oh, you mean Ian fucking Buck? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I want to. Oh my god, I can't say that. I want to cry. There we go. Saints Raiders. Let's talk about it. Jack, you are a fan of the Saints because their defense. Wait, is their defense still on your fantasy team?
No.
Okay, well, an ex. Oh no.
That was
You know,
such a fast lowercase no.
So
They've
Jack,
been like
you
the 28th or 29th fantasy defense this year. I dumped them quick.
So Jack, you might want to bring them back because they held
No.
the Raiders to 0. You sure?
Yes.
Are you positive? I think you
The
should
Raiders
do it.
just left their offense in week 7, that's all. They'll be
I
back
think-
next week.
I think that you should bring the Saints defense back. Or better idea, Lions defense. All right. Steelers and Eagles. I picked the
Hold on.
Steelers
Can
to
we
win
talk
as
about
well.
how I picked against the Saints to try to get the Saints to win, and it worked?
Yeah, maybe that I like you were saying that before the podcast that me picking my the not picking my Niners was the reason. You didn't pick the Saints and they won. So maybe it's both of our powers combined. I picked the Steelers over the Eagles, hoping that the Eagles would finally lose, and I was hoping they
Unfortunate.
lose to the Steelers. So urinating tree could shit on them. But they did not. They got blown the fuck out. And the Eagles look like a really, really good Super Bowl team. Will they make it better in the playoffs? Maybe. If they run into the
I mean,
Bills, it'll be a great fucking game. I can tell you
I
that
just
much.
want to state that the Eagles aren't like the Bills. Like the Eagles are playing damn good football, but the Bills are just playing scary football. It's the difference between between like elite and just different.
the
The Bills are just completely just. I know the record and everything, but the way I watch Bills football, it literally makes my bones go cold. I'm afraid to play them. I'm not
you
afraid to
might
play the Eagles.
you might be
The
surprised by the Eagles. I would
yeah,
go watch them some more.
the Eagles
And they
played
just have
better than
added
the
more
Bills.
defensive talent.
Yeah, the Eagles played better than the Bills this past week.
Depending
Um,
on I mean this week, yes, but depending on which metrics you go by, like by scoring and stuff, no. But I'm pretty sure on a per play basis, the Eagles defense is the best in the NFL through 8
interesting.
weeks.
Interesting.
And that offense where like Devontae Smith was barely involved. The other guys on the offense were barely involved. It was the AJ Brown show.
Yeah,
And in
bro.
double coverage, he just pulled two of those touchdowns were like in double coverage where he just like stole it from two defenders. And then another
Yeah.
one was a perfect back shoulder throw, also in just about double coverage.
Yeah.
Because on all of them, it was the same play with the safety coming over and getting there. Like he embarrassed Minka Fitzpatrick twice, caught 3 touchdowns when everyone and their mother knew that the ball was going to AJ Brown. He's a fucking monster.
Yeah. I do have to say that there was a funny play, or not funny play, a funny interaction that I think AJ Brown or something was mic'd up, and his teammate. I don't know if this was this week or if this was last week or whenever, but AJ Brown is like this guy's coming over to him. He's a defensive player, I'm pretty sure. And he's like, I'm faster than you, right? And seeing you run right there, I know I'm faster. After AJ Brown got caught from behind. And then this other defender, I think he's a D lineman or whatever, is like, dude, I thought you were faster than that, bro. It was just so funny because AJ's like, dude, I'm faster, I'm faster. And then you had like, what's his name, Quez Watkins, just sitting next to him, like, yeah, you ain't shit. When it comes to speed, at least, but um,
Messing around.
Jets, Patriots. I am very sad that the MILF Hunter himself, the God himself, did not beat the Patriots, but that's all right. Is that the first or the second game the Jets and Patriots have played? Do we know? I don't know. May?
One second. Well, I gotta clear my throat. Yeah. All right. So it is the first game we
Okay.
played them in Stinky Giant Stadium, and Mac Jones looked not very good. The defense looked very good, but it was against the Jets O line, so I kind of just took it as what it is. Like
And
I didn't like good, bad. It was the Jets O line, and I was just like, Jesus Christ! Like Zach Wilson would go out for a pass and would just get bulldozed. It was sad.
if I can throw something out there, Zach Wilson is also
A
very
great
close to how
quarterback.
Blaine Gabbert was
Nope, he's a
through the
great
beginning of
quarterback.
his
Shut up.
career.
Shut up.
Like
Zach
he is
Wilson
one
is a
of the
great
worst
quarterback.
young quarterbacks we have ever seen.
That is
Even Josh
cap.
Allen was
Zach,
considerably better.
please stop. Zach Wilson is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time at a very young age. He's the
At the
next
end of the
Patrick
game,
Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Joe Montana combined. Please do not
at the end of
disrespect
the
him like that.
game, Devin McCourty walked up to him and said, "You know I'm not a Jet, right?"
All right, well, moving on to the next game because I'm salty. Titans and Texans.
The Titans won. I'm shocked personally.
Titans won.
We remembered them this
I,
week.
Derrick Henry, yeah, we did. What I forgot though is that Derrick Henry owns the Texans like nobody has owned a franchise before.
I
I don't
think
think there's
that
been a
that
game
is.
where he's run for less than 200 yards in like 2 or 3 years.
You're
I'm
not
whenever-
wrong.
not kidding.
You're
Whenever
not
I
wrong.
see Derrick Henry running, I just imagine Formula One race car sounds like behind him as he runs.
You should definitely
Well,
imagine
he's
NASCAR sounds because that guy is
a tank.
like Formula 1 cars are fragile but fast. NASCARs can they can take a hit.
So, May,
Yeah.
think about this.
Or
Formula
dish
1
one out.
cars are Raheem Mostert. NASCARs are like Derrick Henry.
Yeah, an
Also-
F1 car's Christian McCaffrey's a good comparison there. You touch him the
Oh,
wrong way and he falls
McCaffrey.
apart, but boy is he
Okay.
nice when he's working.
All right, fantastic. Anyway, one thing I gotta say about the Texans and Titans and Derrick Henry is I'm pretty sure like 20. When did Derrick Henry? I don't know. It was like 2017 or 2018 or something like that.
I think it was
And
2017.
and Derrick Henry was playing absolute dog shit. And the Titans were thinking of
Whoa.
hold up. This is before he became
Whoa.
an absolute beast. He was
I
playing
want to
horrible.
issue a correction here once you're done.
Okay. He was playing awful, and he was about to get benched. And so then they played the Texans, and that it started one of the greatest streaks of running I have ever seen in my fucking life. Jack, you can make your statement.
It's not that Derrick Henry was particularly bad when he played. It's that they weren't playing him. He was down on the depth chart and they didn't give him snaps. That was my big complaint because I picked Henry up in fantasy because I knew that he was a beast like in college.
Yep.
And so it took a while, but once they finally gave him snaps, lo and behold, he became a monster. But it wasn't that he sucked when he played, it was that he wasn't playing. And everyone was confused why the Titans weren't giving him like any touches.
Yeah. One thing I gotta say is Derrick Henry is so fucking good. Like, he is so good. Like, I think that if running backs didn't break down as easily as they do, could damn near be up there in rushing yards.
You know, I might even trade a second, third, fourth, and fifth for Derrick Henry.
All right, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, you dick.
Oh my god, dude, Jack, put the gun in the holster, dude.
Yo, I'm about to end it, dude. I'm about to end the fucking podcast, bro. What the
All right.
Anyway,
fuck?
the Seahawks beat the Giants.
Yup, sorry. Yup. Fuck Blue Giant team. All right, sorry. I'm a Giants fan, but I got
You're not
pissed.
allowed on this train. I
No, I
started
got
this train.
pissed. No, I'm sorry.
No, sorry. This is my
No,
train only. Sorry.
no, you
Get
said
your own.
stinky. I said shitty. Anyway, I'm sorry for disrespecting the Giants. I just, I felt attacked, and yeah, the Giants lost to Seattle. My streak of picking the Giants and them winning is over, which means I'm going to now pick them to win.
Finally,
next week.
they take an L. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Okay.
it wasn't like that bad until.
It's my time to shine.
I'm allowed
All
to
right,
hate
Jack,
your
let's
team.
hear it.
Okay. So, going into the season, I'm pretty sure I've said as much, but the expectation was they hemorrhaged all of their talent,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's
Yup.
nobody on this roster that's worth a damn besides like Saquon, Andrew Thomas, and like two guys on defense, at least coming into the year.
Doesn't include Daniel Jones.
I was saying going into the year, but yeah,
Oh,
that does
okay.
include
Yeah,
that doesn't include Daniel Jones as one of those.
Damn.
6-2 at the bye, I would have sold both kidneys for that. Full stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is way above what any Giants fan expected.
Yeah.
The way that these Giants have been winning because they have zero talent is by not making mistakes or creating mistakes to make up for the ones they do make. Right? Like the game against Jacksonville almost got ugly because there were a lot of penalties, there were a lot of drops. They would have won that game comfortably if they weren't making mistakes. In this game,
if the refs
they
didn't
ended up
screw them at the end.
This is true. That's part of the penalties, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. This game, Richie James fumbled 2 punts without the ball being touched at all.
Wait,
His arm
Richie
wasn't even
James
touched on one
fumbled
of them.
Twice?
Yeah, he was the punt returner and he fumbled like 2 punts that were
he didn't
horrible
do that
fumbles.
For the Niners.
He carries the ball like out in his arm where like he only holds like one end of the football. Like it's so easy for him to lose it. It's not the first time that he's had these concerns. But happening twice in a game is horrible, especially because that's such a momentum shift. And it goes from getting them 3 and out deep in their own territory to having a first down in field goal range.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a huge shift. Like, the Seahawks got 10 points out of that and drained a lot of clock. I mean, the second one came with like 6 minutes left in the game when the Giants were down 7. They get the ball on like their 20, and sure enough, they eat more time and score a touchdown, and that game's out of reach. Like, yes, they made up for the first Richie James fumble by creating a fumble of their own with Tyler Lockett that led to a Giants touchdown. And they made mistakes. Tyler Lockett made mistakes. It was ugly, but that's 2 huge mistakes where the Giants might win that game if they didn't happen. And that's how they've won the other games, is capitalizing on what the other team does and not doing stupid shit yourself. Now, as far as the teams themselves, Daniel Jones didn't look great, but he also wasn't helped much. The Seahawks were much better at playing against the Giants offense, like game plan wise, than just about anyone they've played so far.
I mean, that's what I would
The
need a
Seahawks.
competent defensive coach.
Okay.
Do you not think Mick Carroll is a competent defensive coach?
I didn't think you thought that.
I mean, I don't like him because I think his shit is outdated as shit. But he is competent. Like, he's not like a total loser. I think some of his schemes are a bit outdated.
You talking about Pete Carroll?
Yeah.
Anyway,
He's won a Super Bowl.
Motherfucker, with the
And now
Legion of
let's
Boom and
refer
after,
to Shanahan's resume.
bro, can I just say that after the Legion of Boom disbanded, his defenses were dog shit. Anyway.
I mean, that defensive scheme relies on having high-end talent at a
I know,
key
it
position or
does.
two.
Yeah.
And
but they
it
didn't-
works
they
really
didn't
well
have
when you
that.
do, and it doesn't work when it doesn't.
Yeah,
But
they didn't have it.
it would also
kept-
not be. It would be disingenuous to say that he hasn't adjusted.
Oh no, he's definitely adjusted as time went on, but like I just remember the couple of years after they like kind of were falling apart. Holy shit, bro! Their defenses were ass. Anyway.
Anyway,
yeah,
the
okay.
Seattle
Yeah,
tackle duo. I heard so much about how their 2 rookie tackles were like so great that they were huge hits in the draft. They looked bad. Like,
Ivan Thibodeau?
I know. No, actually, I mean, like Thibodeau has been winning against everyone, so you
Okay.
kind of expect that. But these guys were losing to guys like Tamon Fox, who shouldn't be on an NFL roster.
I don't know who that is.
Exactly, and he had his best game by a mile this week. He had some really nice plays against that line.
Oh,
The-
God.
Even if the defensive line didn't get a lot of sacks in the book, which
Okay.
definitely helps how the offensive line is graded, they were getting to Geno on almost every play. Like, the only reason that line isn't complained about endlessly is because Geno gets the ball out quick and moves well.
Okay.
If it was Wilson still there, people would still be screaming about how like Seattle's offensive line is horrible. Because it was like rough watching it.
So you're saying that the Seattle's offensive line barrage was because of Russell Wilson.
I mean, yes.
Okay.
I think that we knew that though. That a lot of the problem was
I
Wilson.
just wanted to make sure that everybody else knew.
The same way that a lot of the problem with the Bears line is Fields and not the Bears line.
Yeah. It's pretty dog shit.
But Geno is helping this line more than this line is helping Geno. And that's wild to say about Geno Smith, but this is 2022.
Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, I like him too. Giants legend. But, it's still weird to be saying that.
Yeah.
But that's all I
Wait,
have for
who's
that
the
one.
What the fuck was he? Oh yeah, when Eli got benched. Okay, yeah, okay.
Context. Eli benched himself,
Yeah.
but yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Are we good? Move.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Commies and Colts. I was the only one that predicted the commies over the Colts correctly.
They still don't know why you did that. I mean, they
Because
stole
the
this
Colts, because the Colts are fucking abysmal. Why wouldn't you do? I know the commies are also abysmal, but to be honest, I trust Carson Wentz making 2 good throws a game over Matt.
It's
fucking
Heineke.
Ryan.
Because I don't
It was
trust
Heineke
Dan
and
Schneider.
Ellinger.
It was Heineke.
It was Heineke and Ellinger.
Fuck,
Stupid.
it was. Oh, I don't know why I picked them then, to be honest.
I was confused as hell. And they won that game like last second.
Yeah,
They got
to
a
be honest.
really nice play by McLaurin and just
Oh, was
damn
that the
near
one where?
walked it off.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I do kind of like Heineke. Is he like NFL material? No, but can he be a decent backup, like a Mitch Trubisky? Probably.
He's got
Mitch
that dog in
Trubisky.
him.
He got
Wait, you
that.
compare
Dude, he literally
you?
guys. Dude, he almost beat the fucking Bucks that one year. Well, he didn't almost
What
beat them. They kind of were in
we're not.
shambles,
We're
but you know what I mean.
listen. I know we're all not NFL quarterbacks, but we are not praising kissing titties. Okay, let's just be real
No,
about
we
that.
are, bro.
Oh, I
Mitch.
wasn't. I was
No,
talking about
no, I'm
Heineke.
I'm
I
praising
know,
Mitch,
but
bro.
my
Mitch
point being,
kissing
I don't
titties is
care. I
gonna
don't
become the greatest
listen.
quarterback of all time. Dude, just give him like 4 more years. Like, give him like
Gonna mute
20
my
more
headset
years.
at
All
this
right.
point.
Give him 20 more years. Give him 20 more years.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Rams and Niners. I picked the Rams because I got nervous and my team was losing when I was picking them, so I decided to do the opposite, and we won. Um, I don't think it's a surprise that the Niners beat the Rams. We always do in the regular season. It's like a yearly occurrence when we're playing McVay with Shanahan. Jimmy now falls 6-0 against the Rams in the regular season. Um,
So let me get this
yeah.
straight. Pete
Um,
Carroll owns Pete Carroll owns McVay. McVay owns Shanahan, and Shanahan owns somebody, and then fucking the
you
Cardinals are
you
kind of
messed
just
up the
playing by
McVay own.
themselves.
No, hold up. You messed up
You
the
got the orders
order.
wrong there.
It's Carroll owns. It's Carroll owns the fucking Niners. Shanahan.
Yeah.
Shanahan owns McVay. McVay kind of owns Cliff Kingsbury, and then Cliff Kingsbury doesn't own anyone.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury owns a really nice house.
Yeah. Wait, he's the guy that in that with that fucking virtual draft shit. He was in his fucking house, right? That was the really
Yeah.
that's yeah, dude. Man's fucking loaded for doing absolutely nothing. Um, anyway, it was a dominant win by the Niners. I was getting a little scared because it was 14-7 at one point, or like some shit like that. And I didn't watch the game because I don't get the game, but I was kind of following it because for a little bit because I was really nervous, and then I got super nervous, and then I stopped following it. But we got another win. I'm excited. I want to watch a Niner game again, so hopefully we get prime time soon. We are on a bye week next week, so rest up, get players back. Become the dominant force we were before, and we also might be getting two players that we haven't gotten all season. One is, or at least one, Jason Verrett. We might get back this week or the week after, and we might get Javon Kinlaw back, who I believe Javon Kinlaw was on IR. So hopefully we can get them back because I like Verrett. He's a great corner, and I like Javon Kinlaw. But yeah, dominant win. Let's go Niners. Bills Packers. Who the like? Let's just all agree everyone knew the Bills were gonna win. Yeah, and all in agreement.
They played like their second worst game of the season, and the game was never in doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the Bills. Their offense
I
is gonna
just
be explosive as shit. Like
I
every year.
just keep thinking. I just keep thinking of what the fuck is going on. Like that. That still makes me laugh to this day.
Packers, what happened? All right, sorry. Jack, can you do that for me? I did it really bad. Can you do it? Thank you.
Green Bay Packers. What happened?
I love that fucking kid, bro.
Dude,
Don't
he's
put any-
incredible.
Dude, he's
National treasure.
fantastic, bro. Please, NFL, hire him.
Right?
It'll be the greatest PR stunt ever.
Dude, hire him for the playoffs. Like right after the final whistle of every playoff game, you just get him like on the jumbotron, just going like
On the loudspeaker in front of everyone walking to their cars.
Philadelphia Eagles. What happened?
That would actually be comedy gold, and that's
Oh my
surprising for the
fucking
NFL.
God. If
People are leaving the stadium heartbroken and they hear that shit. You just gotta jump at that point.
Bro, yeah,
Like there's
literally.
no other way.
Dude, literally. Dude, if we ever become a big podcast and we work with the NFL, we need to
That's
bring
not
up this
happening.
idea. No, I
Never.
know it's not, but we need to bring up the idea if we ever
It's
reach
not
that
gonna
point.
happen.
No, I know it's
If
not.
we
but
if
I
we
have
ever
hope.
if we ever get sponsored, it's gonna be like, and we're sponsored by we're sponsored by X product, and Alex is gonna
No,
be like,
no, no,
yeah,
no, no. The gamer
49
piss
is
bag. No, no, no. The
and he's,
gamer
yeah,
piss
bro.
bucket. The gamer piss bucket. That's what we're gonna be sponsored by. $14.99 for a bucket that you can piss in while you're gaming. All right. Bengals Browns. What the
I
fuck
I
happened?
would like to put information out there.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. So I play fantasy football, right?
Yes.
Whoa.
My
Oh,
entire
yes.
team underperformed to hell this week.
Okay.
I'm in a 14-person league. My team and my opponent's team both underperformed by a lot.
Okay.
Like by similarly a lot. Like I was projected to win by 1 point coming into it, but we both underperformed by like 4 points
Okay.
going into Monday night. My opponent had 84.20. The only player left for either of us was my opponent having Evan McPherson at kicker.
Okay. Yep.
I won.
Yep. Because you got -1.
Yeah.
El Bozo.
It is possibly the best time I've ever had, like watching that game only for fantasy football reasons, because McPherson missed that field goal and I was like high on life. And then he missed the extra point and I was losing my mind.
How much is missing a field goal cost? Is it -1 or
-1.
-3? Why isn't it -3?
Because sometimes teams attempt field goals that are unrealistic to expect the guy to make.
Okay, got it.
Like honestly, I'm glad that missing an extra point is -1.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
incredible.
That's tough. That's
It's the best thing, and he was raging in the chat afterwards. It was so funny.
that's
Oh,
great.
it's
That's
the best time I've ever had in fantasy.
That's fantastic. And I don't know how the fuck the Browns blew out the fucking Bengals, but Jamar
Right.
didn't play this week, right? Like he didn't.
Yes.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He
I
did
would
not.
like
Okay,
you were
that's what
correct.
I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we know what Joe Burrow is like when he has no Jamar Chase.
It
So
seems
what's
like
funny-
those Sewell over Chase people might have been right after all.
Yeah, what's funny though is he is like, I heard somebody say that like Joe Burrow cannot complain that he doesn't have receivers. You have
Without Chase, he still has
like-
good receivers.
100%. That's what I mean. It's like that's what I like. That's the guy's point. Is like you can't complain. Like you have two very good receivers. Like,
But it's hard to make up for that bad of an offensive line. Like the offensive line had a horrible showing.
Yeah.
When you don't have a guy like Chase, where defenses really have to watch out.
Okay.
I mean, you still have two pretty good receivers, but like Chase helps with the offensive line being useless a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we should get into some predictions.
Okay. So
So,
first game, I have the Eagles over the Texans.
I do too.
I think I'm rooting for the Eagles' new strat so they can lose. I think I'm gonna try rooting for them and see what happens.
Ah. So, we are all in agreement, which means the Texans are going to pull this one out.
I'm hoping.
I just want to say it would be classic Eagles in Eagles fashion for them to like go on this like world beater sort of stretch, and then the Texans just show up and go, and then like they beat them. I don't know.
that
Just show
that's
up
what
like,
happened to
haha,
the
Davis
Steelers.
Mills go Burr.
Yeah,
that's what happened to the
basically.
Steelers like 2 years ago.
Young Mike Glennon.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
He's
bro,
the giraffe,
fucking
isn't it?
The fucking neck.
Yes.
Um,
All right.
I really want to see the Texans with Josh McCown at coach instead of Lovie Smith. Like, I just want to see what Josh McCown can do at.
The only reason that didn't happen is because the Texans didn't want a lawsuit for making a mind-numbingly stupid coaching decision.
I know that, but I just want to see what he can do. Like, I don't even care if Josh McCown's a head coach. Make him like a quarterback coach first, and then move him up to coordinator, and then maybe a head coach. Like,
I would think that happens this coming year. I think that they hired Lovie Smith as kind of a dummy for a year, the same way that they hired the previous guy. It was meant to be a dummy coach for a year, and they fired him despite having success. So because they wanted to bring in McCown, and then the whole lawsuit happened, and so they had to
Wasn't
bring in another 1-year guy.
wasn't Lovie Smith the coach of the Bears in 06? Didn't they? That was their Super Bowl appearance team was Lovie Smith.
He's been
I do
coaching
not
for a
know.
long time,
I think so.
but that
Didn't
sounds
he
right.
coach
Yeah,
the
he was.
Texans before. Like, I swear he.
He was the head coach for the Bears, and then the Bucks, and now the
Oh,
Texans.
that's what it is. The Bucks. Okay, got it. Next, Colts, Pats.
Patriots.
I have the Colts. I want the Patriots to lose. I'm picking the Colts. That was so
What was
bad,
that
guys.
sound?
Can you do that again? I need to sample that shit.
I'm trying to. Wait, my mic is sensitive. I
Nope.
don't know. It didn't work. Damn.
All right.
It did not work. All right,
Next time.
whatever. Well, I'll just use that sample. It's fine.
Audible fart noise.
Dog, what? Please don't fart to the mic.
Bro, listen.
Do it.
How are you not listen? No. I want to go back to the game. How are you? They don't even have Matt Ryan. What are you doing?
So
May, do you not hear? I want the Patriots to lose.
I'm just gonna put
Yeah.
it out there. Sam Ellinger is like playing in his second ever game. This is a rookie quarterback against a Belichick
Bill
defense. I
Belichick,
don't care
yeah.
how
Bro,
good or bad the
bro.
Patriots might look this year. This is gonna be ugly.
Can we have that same energy with Trey Lance in his fourth game versus any other? Please, like.
No, because this is a Bill Belichick specific phenomenon. Where rookie quarterbacks have always been legendarily bad against his defenses.
I'd like to see
Except
Trey
Colin
Lance against Bill
Kaepernick for
Belichick's
some reason.
offense or defense.
Because Colin
Shit.
Kaepernick is elite.
Dude,
Yeah.
Colin. Wait. Hold up. Wait. Why are we bringing up Kaepernick?
So Bill
Hold up.
Belichick's record is really good from rookie quarterbacks. The only time where he's ever,
Cap?
I think he's lost to a rookie quarterback. I know one of them. I think it's out of two. I don't remember who the other one was.
Cap?
But the other one is Colin Cappy.
Yes! Capper, go, baby! Alright, sorry. Dude,
Oh.
I remember. Dude, I fucking love Kaepernick, bro. I really do like him. Alright. He was my favorite player for a while until I
In
became a fan of
parentheses,
Patrick
he has to
Mahomes.
cling to success.
I
Not
I
Cap's
can
fault
think,
you got blackballed.
dude, it really isn't.
I'm talking
that
about
was
I'm
just
talking about
shit.
Alex.
Oh yeah.
I think Kaepernick should.
No,
Start.
he
At this
totally
point,
should
it's
be back
been
in the
too
NFL
long.
at this point. But
But
yeah,
he should have
I
been.
think, I think the Niners should start him. Sign him, start him. Let's see what he can do. Maybe he can bring back that 2012 magic. You never know.
better than Trey Lance.
Okay, so I got the Packers over the Lions.
I also have the Packers over the Lions, and May has the Packers over the Lions.
Green Tom Grossi team.
Now I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers lost, but
No,
I
I
am
would.
still
No,
picking the Packers.
I don't care
I
how
would.
I don't care how humanly.
The Lions.
Listen.
The Lions had their best chance like ever of winning a game against the Dolphins this week, and they managed to do horrible things.
I
Horrible
understand,
things.
but okay. I mean,
I don't care
want the
how
Lions.
I don't care how much of the Packers team is filled with human excrement. They're not gonna lose to the fucking Lions. They own the Lions like we own the Jets. Like
The Lions were up 27-17 at halftime against the
Wait.
Dolphins.
27-17.
Yes.
That's
They were
not
up
even- they were
21-7 at one
back-to-back.
point, 14-0 at one point. Like they controlled the first half of that game. And then as soon as they came out from halftime, nope.
Okay.
yeah, that TF2 engineer. Nope.
I got the Chargers over the Falcons. I don't think that is a.
Trap game.
Unfortunately, I have the
game.
Falcons.
Classic trap game.
Keenan Allen like re-injured himself over the bye.
Huh?
Yeah, he said he like re-hurt his hamstring over the bye. The Falcons are kind of rolling as much as that team can roll. Cordero Patterson should be back this week. If he's not, it'll be next week, but still.
Bro,
Like
it's
this Falcons team
Herbo.
could make a run at this weak division.
Sir, that is
Um,
that is
it's
world
fucking
champion
Herbo.
Cordell Patterson to you.
Exactly. Yeah, he was like
no.
rehabbing, like working out over the bye, and he like re-injured himself.
Shit. All right. I like the Chargers.
Hoping it's a high-flying game because I got Herbert, but
No,
other than
you're
that-
hoping for a fucking blowout, Jack. Um. Anyway, I have the Bills over the Jets. Again,
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if the Jets.
Really?
No, God, no.
Excuse me. The Jets? That offense can keep up with Josh Allen?
Jack, I was making a joke. I was making a
Please,
joke.
please,
Jack, I was-
as Jack
Jack.
stated earlier in the group chat, please see an optometrist.
Jack, I was making a joke.
Well,
I'm
it
not
was
serious.
offensive.
The Bills are good.
It was
The Bears
so
are
it was
gonna.
offensive.
It was
to
the
so
Bills-
painfully scarring that I just had to.
The Bills
I'm
are gonna
sorry.
completely fuck the Jets, and it's gonna be fun to watch. I have the Vikings over the Commies. I think
I
that
do
it's
too.
not prime time, and I think the Vikings are gonna eat them alive. Thoughts? Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I refuse to root for Dan Schneider.
me too.
Well, he might not be the owner, so maybe we could vote for the Commies when he gets
Well,
fired.
that's gonna be a
Or,
year out.
you know,
That's gonna be like a year out.
If he sells the
Um,
team, it won't go through right away.
You
Yeah,
know,
it takes
Keep
a
in
that
mind
is
long
that
true.
him hiring someone to help him sell the team does not mean all of the team. It could very well be part of the team, and he could retain majority ownership.
The new owner,
I
Jack.
think the owners are gonna force him to sell it.
I mean,
I
it
don't
seems
think-
like with
I
more
don't-
legal trouble and all of that, that's the way it's heading. But it's
Yeah.
still entirely possible that he only sells part of the team, and we can't assume that he's selling the whole team until it happens.
Elon
That's true.
Musk
I
buys
mean, pray to
Twitter.
God,
Elon Musk
everybody,
buys
pray
Washington.
to your God, whatever your God is, whatever you worship. Pray that Dan Snyder is gonna sell the whole team.
Pray to
Um,
Mac Jones.
I
Yes, sir.
have the Panthers over the Bengals.
I have the
call me
Bengals.
stupid.
I
Which
have
I
the
probably
Okay,
am.
you're stupid.
All
I
right,
am
so-
stupid as
oh,
well. No, I have a
May,
weird
air
gut
high
feeling.
five. Let's go.
I have a weird. No, here's the thing. Listen, I love Joe Burrow, and I hope that he genuinely gets a ring eventually. I love that guy, but for some reason, every time I've been rooting for the Bengals, they've been taking a fat L, and now I'm gonna root against them and do a little science experiment and see what happens.
So I have to say this. I hope Joe Shiesty wins the Super Bowl with the 49ers. All right. Anyway,
49ers winning a Super Bowl.
I shut the fuck up. I'm gonna start. Man, I'm gonna fart in the mic. I swear to God.
Okay.
Fucking inhale.
Anyway, I have the Raiders beating the Jaguars.
I have the Jags beating the Raiders.
I also have.
These
the
are
Jags
two
beating the
teams with
Raiders.
really bad records and really bad late showings as of late.
I think the Raiders are gonna suck more
Tank
than the Jags.
Bowl.
Not really. I mean, the Raiders it's not really a tank bowl.
It's not a tank bowl. The Jags are by far worse. But I think they might win. I have the Dolphins over the Bears.
I do as well.
Meh.
I mean,
Dolphins
the
are gonna
Bears
demolish the Bears.
Bears have dumped the two defensive pieces that mean anything, and they added a receiver that really won't help them at all. So I don't see this Bears team really looking anything but considerably worse than they have.
I have the Cardinals over the Seahawks because
I have the Seahawks because Call of Duty just came out recently.
See, that's a good idea. Here's the reason why I have the Cardinals over the Seahawks. If the Seahawks win, they're now 2 games ahead of the Niners.
That's unfortunate. You should have tried winning more games.
All right, you know what? I am not the coach. I cannot try anything. I have the Rams over the Bucks.
Wait, May, who did you have? You had the Seahawks?
Yeah, I also see.
No,
All right.
the Seahawks.
I'm not
Damn.
stupid.
I am very stupid, and that is why
I
I have
also
the
have the
Rams over the
Rams.
Bucks.
But May, tell us why we're wrong.
All right, so I'm probably gonna be wrong. For some reason, Brady's been getting dumpstered. But I just have this. I am never going to root against him, no matter how long unless we're playing him in the Super Bowl, which will never happen. I'm not gonna root against Brady for as long as I live, and that's my reason.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Have Daniel Jones win or have Eli Manning win 6 Super Bowl. Have Eli Manning beat us 6 times in the Super Bowl, and you'll cling to something as hard as I do.
2 times was enough for me.
Shut up, challenge, go.
I have undying love for Eli Manning.
I still cling on to the 5 Super Bowls that my team won years.
I'm sorry,
before
Alex.
I
When was the?
born.
Yeah.
I still cling
State the
on to them
time
like
frame
they're
of
my
your
own.
last win.
I still want to believe that Steve Young and Joe Montana will fuse into one and fuse with Trey Lance
And his
from the
name is
ultimate quarterback.
Daniel Jones.
Oh God, no! Please,
The
no!
trade of the
Please, no.
century.
Daniel
I
Jones and
have
Steve Young in Montana combined. You heard it here
no,
first.
shut the fuck up! No. That's reserved for trade, dickhead.
Okay.
That's reserved for Trey Lance. Daniel Jones already has it. He's fused with Eli Manning and what the fuck his name is, Sims or whatever. Phil
He's
Sims.
the Phil
that's his name.
fucking Sims.
Yeah,
No,
Phil
Daniel
Sims and
Jones
Eli
is like
Manning.
a cross between Eli Manning and like a Reddit shit poster, but like in the form of a football player. Like the shit Daniel Jones does on a football field baffles me sometimes, but it's incredible.
It's fantastic. I love Daniel Jones. Though, May, you are wrong. Jimmy Garoppolo is significantly hotter than Daniel Jones.
you guys
I have
gonna
the
go to
Chiefs over the
baseball?
Titans.
Oh shit.
We will. With just 2 more games and then
All right, bet.
you
I
can
got the
leave
Chiefs
us.
over the Titans. We'll do this quick, May. Chiefs
I
over
also have the
Titans.
Chiefs.
May.
Oh God, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. What are you talking about?
Ravens over
Titans are going to get
Saints.
violated, like in front of a large audience yet again.
Agreed.
It'll be like that Bills game all over again.
Agreed. I
are
have
they
the
playing?
Ravens over the Saints.
The Titans are the Chiefs, so Chiefs.
Oh yeah, Chiefs. I'm gonna.
I have the
take-
Saints over the Ravens. I just have a feeling. Then again,
Uh,
I went against the
Every-
Saints
ev-
last time and they won.
Dude, every time
When
you
I had
do
a
this,
feeling they
Jack, the
could.
Saints lose. Do you want them to lose? Switch your
No,
pick right
but
now.
I'm a
No,
realist.
switch
and
your pick. Switch your pick. No. Switch your pick.
Alex,
Switch it, please. I want them to win.
Alex.
Please switch. No, Jack, switch it. I picked up their defense on fantasy, okay?
Alex, I'll switch it this one time. But,
Okay.
but the Giants are on bye this week. Next week, you pick
so
who
are
I
the
want you to pick.
Niners! Okay.
Yeah, so are the Steelers.
Deal.
So I'll be
Oh my
watching NASCAR.
God. I'll be watching YouTube or TikTok or
It's the NASCAR championship this weekend. You should give it a shot. Anyway, we could talk about that in a minute.
You want
For now,
to
May, any last thoughts while you're here?
It has been 4,740 plus days since the New York Yankees last championship.
There we go.
Cool.
That's a great way to end it on, baby.
Goodbye.
That's a great way to end that. NASCAR, you want to watch it together?
I'm probably going to be watching it in my living room because I will probably be screaming about it.
Fuck. All right, I'm probably not gonna watch it then, because
But
can't be asked.
I implore you to go on YouTube and look up the name Ross Chastain.
I'm scared. Why?
He is a Florida man, and he pulled maybe the most Florida man move of all time.
Ross Chastain. Oh,
he
do
is-
I know who this?
He's one of my favorite drivers.
Oh my God! No, I know he rode the fucking wall and finished fourth.
It was fifth real time, and then someone in front of him got disqualified. But the important part was he rode the wall. He needed to pass 2 people in the final turn to keep his season alive, because NASCAR
Yeah.
has an elimination playoff system,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And so they're entering the championship race this weekend, and in the championship race, there are 4 people left, and
Yep.
the highest place finisher out of those gets the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And he was 2 points out of the playoffs, entering the final turn.
Mm-hmm.
On the radio, he goes, or no, his team goes, "Hey, 2 more, we gotta get him." He's like, "Oh, we gotta get him?" And the team's like, "Yeah, gotta get him." And he just goes silent, fucking crashes into the wall. No, sorry, before he does that, he shifts up into 5th gear. You don't use 5th gear on that track. He shifts up. He hits the wall. He sticks to the wall. Pedal to the metal. Wall rides. In his post-race interview, says it was inspired by NASCAR 2005 on the GameCube.
Wait. Hold
Not
on,
only does he pass 2 people, he passed 5 people.
What
He
the
even
fuck?
passed the person that he was competing against for the playoff spot, who he only needed to finish within a couple spots of. So literally at the line, you can see the other guy's in-car camera is like, they're thinking they're sitting pretty because there's a good amount of space between Chastain and the guy in front of him.
Yeah.
And then right before the finish line, look out his right window. Surprise, bitch. It genuinely the most incredible thing I have ever seen in racing.
I have a question. Does roll riding make you faster? Like, I'm confused.
Okay, so this is at a short track. This is at Martinsville, which is called the
Okay.
Paperclip. It's a half mile, short track.
Yep.
So the speeds are pretty low. You have to get really slow in the corners because it's a really tight corner.
Okay.
In this case, the race was almost over. He sacrificed the right side of his car to do that. Because when you're against the wall, instead of having to slow down to turn, the wall's doing the turning for you. You just
Yeah.
have to stay against that wall and, just keep your foot down. He was pulling like 5-something G's from what I can tell. Like, it's not easy to do that. You could tell his in-car camera was breaking. Like, it was going fuzzy during it because of all the force it was under. The wall was torn up. The side of his car was torn up. But he did set the track record for the fastest lap ever run by that series. He was over a second faster than the fastest time in qualifying.
That's fantastic. I saw that on
He literally
TikTok.
ran
I'm
an
like, what the fuck?
18.845, and the fastest lap in qualifying was like a 19.9. Like, pole position was in the 19s, and he ran an 18.8.
Excuse me? What the fuck?
I-
Um.
Incredible.
Hello?
The person who won, nobody cared about. Like, the guy who won had to win to advance in the playoffs, and he did. That was
Mhm.
incredible on his part. But
Yeah.
nobody gave a flying fuck as soon as Chastain crossed the line 5th. All the attention was on him after that,
Dog. What the fuck?
and it was completely deserved.
That's fantastic. I saw it on TikTok and I was like, "What, dude? Is this shit even fucking legal? Like, what the fuck
There's
is
no
going
rule
on?"
against it because it doesn't work at most tracks. Because most of the tracks they race at are bigger, and in that case, hitting the wall slows you down enough that it really doesn't make sense. In this case alone, it's such a slow track and such a tight turn that he really shaved off like a second and a half in that one turn. He needed those spots at all costs. He put it all on the line,
He is my new favorite.
and
driver
holy
now.
fuck, he got it.
He is my new favorite driver. And
He's
that's
been
facts.
one of my favorites for a while, just because he was a watermelon farmer, and I like watermelons.
Hold the fuck up. Excuse me?
Yeah, he's a watermelon farmer from Florida.
Before or after he started his career?
It's like his family thing. So before.
What the fuck?
I mean, yeah, it's been a long journey for him up through racing. He's 29 now, and this is his first year in like really good equipment, and his second year in the Cup Series at all.
Okay, this guy's
second full-time year.
what's it called? Journey is better than Kurt Warner's. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
No,
he
it
wasn't
is.
working at a store, but
Dog, he was working on a
farming
fucking
watermelons
farm.
is fun.
He was going,
I-
dude.
A lot of people don't like him because he is willing to kind of put it all on the line. He's, done some reckless moves and gotten his car, other people's cars wrecked as a result. But come on.
Yeah, that was that. Dude, that's fantastic. I'm not big on racing. I use you to give me all the new racing stuff, but the news, but
The NASCAR Cup
Yeah.
Series Championship is 3 p.m. on Sunday. It's probably going to be
Wait,
a good
it's the
3.5 hours.
it's the wait. What time is it on Sunday?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
It'll be on NBC.
Work. Fuck.
Eh,
Wait, you
it's
said
okay.
what time? Wait, you said what time?
It'll
3
be like
o'clock?
3 to like 6:30. Yeah.
I get out of work at 4. I'll watch it when I get home.
Yeah.
I'll
Watch
start
the last
watching
bit
when
of
I
it.
get home. Yeah.
Chastain is now one of 4 people racing for the championship. Highest finisher of them wins. The other contenders, for what it's worth, are Chase Elliott, who's like kind of the poster boy of the sport, but his fans are kind of insufferable. Not gonna lie.
So Cowboys fans, got it.
Sort of. Joey Logano, I believe, who's actually from Connecticut.
Woo!
But he's an interesting dude. He's also not super well loved, but he's been good for a while. Christopher Bell, who was the guy who actually won on Sunday,
Okay.
to advance and had to win to advance. He has, because the way the system works is if you win in a given round, you automatically advance to the next round. So if you win a race in the regular season, you're automatically in the playoffs. You're locked in. You don't need to go in on like points scored based on finishing, right?
Yeah.
In the playoffs, he has the two biggest like walk-off wins in like playoffs history just this year. Like he's won 2 of the playoff races and he's absolutely needed to win both of them.
Okay.
So don't sleep on Seabell,
I will not sleep on Seabell.
but also Chastain.
Yeah, I'm hoping Chastain wins. To be honest.
Fucking madman. Actual genuine Florida man behind the wheel. And I love him for it.
Florida man. Fuck's sake. You know what? I will give it a watch. I'll give it a watch. Let's quickly do a World Series update. Jack.
Okay. Phillies are ahead 2-1. You're playing
Yes.
tonight.
Okay.
They actually blew out the Astros last night because
Fantastic.
Lance McCullers was allegedly tipping pitches, which led to
what is tipping? What is the significance of tipping pitches?
So
Why the fuck?
although
does it
Astros
matter?
fans might tell you otherwise, it is very helpful as a hitter to know what
Mhm.
pitch is coming.
Okay.
Tipping pitches is when a pitcher does something in his motion for one kind of pitch that he doesn't do for others. So as a hitter, if you see it, you know what he's in the middle of throwing. So you can
Okay.
adjust to it without having to read the spin on the ball or anything else. In
Okay.
McCullers' case, it was a difference in his leg when he lifted his leg before the pitch. So when he threw off-speed pitches, so he has a curveball, a slider, and a changeup, I believe. When he
Okay.
threw off-speed pitches, his foot was kind of out and away. When he threw a fastball, his foot was like kind of in front of his knee. Right?
Okay.
Like his knee went up kind of a similar amount, but his leg was angled a little differently.
Okay.
And when you know how fast the respective pitches are coming
Mm-hmm.
and how they're going to move for the most part, like if you see his fastball motion, you know he's going fastball.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you know it's coming, it's kind of easy as an MLB hitter to hit an off-speed pitch if you know it's an off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
Because it's slower than a fastball.
Yeah.
And so they hit 5 home runs off him. They put up 7 against him. Because Dusty Baker, the Astros manager, didn't pull him until it was way too late. Despite there clearly be something wrong with McCullers. Because not only was he allegedly tipping pitches, and you can go back and see the difference, like between the two, but he also
Yeah.
just didn't have his command. So it was kind of a lose-lose, because you can tip pitches and be insanely good, and it'll balance out, because if they can't hit your stuff, no matter if they know it's coming or not, then they can't hit your stuff. But,
Okay.
you know, like Randy Johnson, I believe, tipped his pitches like his whole career, if you knew what to look for.
Now, why would you want to tip your pitches as a pitcher? Like, I don't
You
understand why
don't.
you do it.
It's so you have to
it-
throw different pitches a little bit differently, right?
Yeah.
And there are all kinds of little mechanical tricks as a pitcher to get you to do that right
Mm-hmm.
in the motion. So, like in my case, my pitching coaches always wanted me to stride as wide as I could when I was throwing a breaking ball. Just because when I threw a breaking ball, I tended to end my stride earlier than I did on a fastball because the focus wasn't generating as much power as possible, right? It was, at least at that stage, it was generating the right spin. And so there are different like things that you get taught on different pitches, different things that you're thinking of when you're throwing each pitch that you're trying to adjust to, that end up doing something like that, where when he's trying to generate power on his fastball, his motion was just different than when he was throwing his off-speed pitches.
Okay.
And as a pitcher, that means it's a dead giveaway of what you're throwing. But it's not like he's meaning to give it away. It's just that it's a consequence of whatever else he's doing.
Oh, okay. So it's not. I always thought when people are tipping pitches, like it was like they were doing it on
No, it's not
purpose, but they're
intentional.
not. But they're not. Okay, got it. Okay,
It's most
that
common
makes
with
more
young guys
sense.
coming up from the minors where they're
Oh.
nervous and so they fall back on habits.
Mhm.
To have it happen from McCullers, who's pitched for a while and pitched in some huge games for the Astros, is really interesting. So I would love to know what was going on in his head there, but
Yeah.
never will.
If
But
you
yeah,
could give an MVP to that game, who would you, for the series so far, who would you give it to?
for that game, I would say Bryce Harper because there's a
Okay.
clip that's gone just about everywhere where he homered off of McCullers
Yeah.
after seeing something.
Mhm.
Right after he got back in the dugout, he called over his teammate that was in the on deck circle, told
Mhm.
him whatever he saw about McCullers.
Mhm.
Alec Boehm, like there's a clip of him going, "Hey, Boehmer, get over here. I got something. I think I got something." Whispers in Boehm's ear. Sure enough, he goes up to the plate. First pitch, bomb. Other guys come up to the plate, bomb, bomb, bomb. You know, Schwarber got one. I believe
Yeah.
Marsh got one. I forget who the other one was.
Okay.
Um, but the fact that he was the one that kind of pieced that together, like that, once it's 7-0, it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
Like he really helped that offense last night and kind of won the game. Both
Okay.
with the home run and then, helping other people figure out what the tip was.
Mhm.
As far as the series so far, I mean, Castellanos has had some ridiculously
Fuck.
good plays in the field for a guy who's awful defensively. He's been getting it done.
I was hoping you'd say Bryce
But I don't
Harper
know.
for both.
I honestly probably should because Bryce Harper is the soul of that team and has the energy that this Phillies team kind of embodies.
Okay.
So like, sure, Bryce Harper, why not? He's
Okay.
also playing on a torn UCL, I believe, and still raking. Like he
Oh,
cannot throw a
what the
baseball, and
fuck,
he's doing all this.
bro? That's like remember Brady last year who was playing with like a torn ACL or something like that, or like a maybe it wasn't torn, but it was like you know what I mean. It was
Sure.
like it was like ripped or something. It wasn't like it maybe it either wasn't fully torn or it was torn. It was like an ACL or something. And he played the whole season on it.
Yeah, I mean, if you can play through it and still play at a high level, that's insane.
Yeah. Okay. Bryce Harper's
And
a
to put it
god.
out there, the UCL is like in your elbow. If you didn't know.
Oh, I did not. I was assuming it was in the knee, like the ACL and the MCL. Okay. Um, thankfully
It's
he doesn't have to
usually
get Tommy John surgery because he's not a pitcher.
yeah. I was gonna say the UCL is what Tommy John surgery is done on. Fielders do have to get Tommy John sometimes
Wait,
because you're still
really?
throwing a baseball a lot. Yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah.
I swear that was only for pitchers.
No, it happens mostly to pitchers because they throw a lot more and put a lot more strain because they're throwing downhill on the mound straight. But some fielders do still have to get it.
Huh? Is Bryce Harper gonna have to at the after the World Series?
It's possible. It's also possible that he rehabs another way because clearly it's not affecting his hitting. I mean, he's still
That's true.
raking.
That's true.
And if he's been a really good DH,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's a great fielder when he can play the field. But I think it might be worse for him if he's out for a full season to rehab from Tommy John, you know?
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't know what he does.
Can I just say that like I do remember I'm not a baseball fan by any means. I don't follow the sport. I like teams in the sport. I don't follow the sport. Um, but I do remember seeing a video. I think it was by Foolish Baseball, and he was like, once Bryce Harper left the Nationals for the Phillies, everyone was like pissed at him because he left the Nationals for the Phillies, and the Phillies were shit. And now they're in the World Series, and they might win it.
Yeah, and they don't even get
So
close without Harper.
yeah, like that Nationals team had Juan Soto, right? They did have Juan Soto during that World Series win, right?
Um, like in
No.
2019?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Cause
Harper
yeah,
was not still there.
yeah, because Harper left in like I don't know when he left, but like he left before that. So like,
Yeah.
and I don't know why he's so hated. I guess because like he's kind of a dick.
People,
He's kind of a dick sometimes, but like he's lived up to the hype.
he's played with a lot of high energy, a lot of high emotion.
Okay.
Um, and whenever that happens, people tend to read that as, arrogance or cockiness or just being an asshole. When if you ask players, they tended to like Bryce. Um, but he's got that energy about him where if you didn't know better, you definitely think he was a dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like as an outsider, he just seems like a dick, but I know like just like football, like Brady, if he wasn't if you're an outsider and you looked at Brady, you'd be like, "Oh, the guy's such a dick." But in reality,
Well,
he's just hella he is a dick.
I
But
mean, he has been kind of not ideal to his teammates this year, but
yeah, but like, it's more of like a passion thing than like being a true dick. For the
yeah,
most part. Now, this year Brady's
yeah.
been a lot of a dick. But whatever. Um let's get to the NFL trade deadline.
Okay.
Let's just talk about some trades. It could be quick, just cuz it's been an hour and 10 minutes, but we can do however long you want. Um let's just start off. Bills trade Zach Moss and a 6th rounder for Naheem Hines. I
Who let
don't
the
know.
Bills get away with this?
Yeah. Like,
Zach Moss has done nothing for them. So to
yeah.
get him off the roster and essentially replace him, who is doing nothing, with a guy with 4.3 speed, who can play all around the offense, who can be a returner, come on. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, he
like,
wasn't being used with the Colts, and so it's a
mhm.
good move by the Colts to get something for him, but the Bills can
Yeah.
use him right.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Um
a guy with 4.3 speed. Like, he wowed Bills players on the practice field with how
yeah.
fast he was.
Yeah, that reminds me of another fleecing. The Eagles trade just a 4th rounder for a Robert Quinn. And I know Robert Quinn's having a bit of a down year from last year, but still a damn good player.
Very. And it's hard not to
So,
have a down year when you set the franchise sack record last year.
exactly.
Like,
Though I'm surprised Khalil Mack didn't do that. But whatever, whatever.
help,
What? Oh,
help
was he injured a lot?
a lot.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense then. But yeah, the Eagles fleece another team like they always fucking do.
The
Somebody
Eagles'
needs,
interior defensive line is very scary.
yeah,
Even
some
with Jordan Davis on IR now, they still have Cox and Hargrave.
cacks. One thing I
Adding
gotta say though.
an edge
Oh,
rusher,
sorry, go ahead.
like, come on. But yeah, you got to
Yeah.
say.
Somebody, you know how fantasy football has like a trade like sometimes fantasy football leagues will have like the owner of like everyone like agree on a trade before it happens.
Yeah.
They need to implement that just for the Eagles.
No.
No, I think they do because the Eagles have fleeced way too many fucking teams in the past like 3 years, and it's not funny. Like it's not funny at all. It's actually quite disgusting.
It'll make it all
Um,
that much sweeter when they choke at a big moment, he tells himself, wanting the Eagles to not win the Super Bowl.
bro, if they end up winning, I think I'm just gonna cry. If it's against the Patriots, I'll be happy. If it's against any other team, I'm not gonna be happy.
I would
Um,
love a Bills Super Bowl this year. Now that May's gone, I would love to see it, honestly.
yeah, I'd really like to see. I think that
Just because it's been so long that, like, it would be kind of nice, even if Buffalo fans are 50-50 on whether they deserve it or not. But I am friends with a few, so for them,
yeah,
for them.
like I think that it's long over. Like the Chiefs Super Bowl was long overdue,
Yeah.
which is why like at the end of the day, I'm not that mad about like I'm a little mad about losing the Super Bowl and choking it away. But realistically, like they hadn't been in the Super Bowl in like 50 years before that. 50. That was one of the longest streaks since like a team has won. Actually, it was the longest streak. Um, that uh, if they've won the Super Bowl, it was the longest active streak. So in a way, I'm not fully mad about their Chiefs beating us. I am sad because I am a Niner fan, but I really felt for them because like my team hadn't went into 30 years ish, 20 years. Um, their team hadn't won in 50, so I really do feel for them, and I really do wish them the best. Even though I say I hate Patrick Mahomes, he's a damn good player, and I'm really pissed that he's so good because I really want a good quarterback on my team. Speaking of the Niners trade Jeff Wilson to the Dolphins for a fifth rounder.
I
I don't know how this helps us because he was our secondary back. Who is our good? If we turn out like the Panthers and overuse Christian McCaffrey, I think I'm going to cry.
well, okay. I mean, essentially, you replaced Wilson with McCaffrey and didn't change the depth, correct?
Yes.
So I wouldn't be too mad at that.
No, I'm not mad about I'm not mad about replacing him with McCaffrey. I'm mad that the reason why McCaffrey got injured so much is because he was the entire Panthers offense. Like the
Well, he's
entirety
also
of it.
just not built to be a running back.
Yeah. And although like, he's that and he was used way too much. Like way too much. He'd get injured a lot. So I don't want the Niners to use him a lot and have him get injured because that means that second, third, fourth, and fifth rounder, like Jack said in the beginning of the podcast, is just going to shit. And I know Shanahan has said he's here for the future. I don't know. Okay. Which brings us to our next trade. We talked about it last week, but we're going to talk about it again. We just did. The Niners trade a second, third, fourth, and fifth for Christian McCaffrey. I like this trade if McCaffrey can stay healthy. If he does not, I am going to probably hate this trade. But McCaffrey is definitely a top running back in the league, and, Shanahan has already used him amazingly, brilliantly, rushing, passing, and throwing touchdown all in 1 week. So,
I stand by McCaffrey not making that much of a difference for the 49ers offense.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't. He might not make that much of a difference, but he might get us over the hump if we get a decent quarterback.
He's another guy to throw to, which
Yes.
helps.
Yep.
He's essentially your third receiver at this point.
Yeah.
But I don't think he brings much in the run game that you didn't already have with the speedy backfield.
Yeah.
And the passing touchdown, obviously that's not a McCaffrey specific thing. That's a play you can draw up with a lot of offensive skill position players.
Oh no, yeah. Like we drew one up with Emmanuel Sanders. We did one with
Yeah.
Samuel. We did that. Oh, was it Juwan?
So
no, it was Mostert. We did it with in the playoffs
it's
or whatever.
It's cool that they're committing to use him right away and make heavy use of him. But I'm still not convinced that he's really a difference maker for that offense.
Yeah.
Beyond what they already had.
I'm hoping he's a big difference maker because I think that if we get a competent, if Trey can become a competent QB, or Jimmy can become a decent QB for the rest of the season, I think we can make a run for the Super Bowl. Now, there's a lot of shit that needs to fall in place, which includes our players not getting injured, which is really hard, but we need our players not to get injured for any of that to happen in the first place. But yeah, let's talk about Jack's team, the Giants, who traded Kadarius Toney to the Chiefs for a third and a sixth rounder. Jack, you've talked to me a lot about this. Thoughts?
He's gone. This is good. A lot of stuff since the trade has come out that makes me just feel better and better about it. So to be clear, Kadarius Toney has a lot of off the field stuff going on. Kadarius Toney has a lengthy and varied injury history. He hurt six different body parts last year and caught COVID twice. He hurt both of his hamstrings this year. He's missed practice more often than he's made practice, including such things as not having the right sized cleat for one of his feet and not wearing replacement cleats. That was how he missed one of his first practices. That's how his Giants career started. Was missing practice because he had the wrong cleat. He was legitimately hurt with a hamstring. He was scheduled to return to practice the day they traded him. But thank God he's gone. I'm surprised that he had as much value as he did. He was pegged before that trade happened at about a 5th round value. And since the trade, I'm very glad because, right after it, he then tweeted stuff out implying that he was faking his injury and then mocking people for taking that as the implication, and saying that he never once said or did that. So that's always its own fun can of worms. There's also many examples that have surfaced now that he's not on the team because I guess Giants fans are not really a fan of bringing up drama with current players. Where he's been, in the DMs with like teenagers, like arguing with them, or I shouldn't even say arguing with in some of the cases, just yelling at, or even people that were openly like supporting him but mentioned like his injury history and going after them. Um, like I know one somewhat well-known Giants fan who runs a YouTube channel, The Entertainer. Um, he had Tony in his DMs after posting a tweet that wasn't really positive or negative about Tony. It was saying that he had a ton of talent, but also a long injury history. And Tony was like going off on him. Like he's got a lot of stuff to sort through. He also, for that matter, could not be trusted to do anything outside of the facility. And alongside that, never actually learned the playbook, at least in full, or kind of refused to study it in the sense that that is why he was like the teams didn't use him until they had to use him because he genuinely didn't know the play calls in a lot of cases. He made some costly mistakes, like that went with not knowing the play calls. So that's why this year the only times he got involved were plays drawn up specifically for him instead of just running normal receiver plays because he didn't know what was going on. I mean, I'm glad to get a third rounder for him. A sixth rounder on top of that is gravy. I'm glad not to have to pretend to justify everything he's done. I hope he succeeds in Kansas City for like the few weeks that he's there, but I can't say I'll miss him too much.
Seems
And
like
that
you
is
have a
my
lot of.
my monologue.
That seems like you got a lot of info on him. Um, yeah, wasn't really from an outside perspective. It seemed like he wasn't really too into playing for the team. Um,
Which is funny because it just wasn't that way until I think post trade he's kind of justified it that way. But you are talking about a guy who has the skyline and his number and stuff tattooed on his back. You're talking about a team that's played his music at practices, that's done everything and then some to like demonstrate that he is valued. Um,
and
and
you
a
still
guy
want it.
who's
Yeah.
said as much as wanting to be there, which however much you can trust whatever comes out of his mouth, I don't know, but you know,
Yeah.
it's one thing to say it while you're there, it's another to say it after. I'll just say
Yeah.
it that way.
We're gonna flip to the NFC South. The Falcons trade Deion Jones and a seventh rounder to the Browns for a sixth rounder.
I mean, he was scheduled to come back soon. I'm surprised he was worth that little.
Yeah, I feel like he should have been like. There's no way in hell he's worth another seventh rounder. Like, legitimately, there's no way in hell. In my eyes, two sevenths equal a sixth. Um, because they're so low value. But dog, dude, you can't even justify him being like two sevenths. Like, the dude is a damn good linebacker when he's on the field. Am I wrong by saying that? Like, he is a good linebacker when he's on the field. Like,
He at least was. I honestly don't know if he still is because, to be honest, the Falcons are
yeah, they're shit.
a team.
But it looks like they are starting to blow things up, which I saw coming. I mean, they're doing decent without him, and I don't know. I don't like the value they got for him. I think he at least could have been worth like a fifth or a fourth. But a sixth?
Fair
Like
enough.
really? Like come on. Also a Falcons trade. They trade Calvin Ridley to the Jaguars for a fourth and a fifth rounder. Um,
I am shocked that that's all it took.
yeah,
See, it depends
I
on if or when he gets reinstated, which, I mean, it was supposed to be a year, right? So
yep.
there's
To be
that.
honest, I
But
would have traded a second for him if I'm being even maybe a first. If I knew he had good production coming back, I would have traded a fucking first for him or a second.
well, his talent, I mean, he's still young. It's not
Yeah,
like he was hurt, and
yeah,
he's got crazy talent. Like he could be a number one for a team.
yeah. I mean, he was
So
the
I'm
number
surprised the
one.
Falcons gave him up, and I'm surprised the Jags were able to get him for that little.
Yeah, that was 100. There's been a lot of fleecing, to be honest.
Which I'm surprised because on like the trade deadline day itself,
Hmm.
it was very much a seller's market. Like
Yeah,
teams were overpaying. But I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. Let's go to another team who made two trades. The Bears trade Roquan Smith to the Ravens for AJ Klein, a second and a fifth rounder.
I didn't even realize AJ Klein was involved in that deal. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
He
I think he
he
should be.
only
I looked him
recently
up.
signed to the Ravens off the Giants practice squad. AJ Klein, yeah, okay. AJ Klein signed with the Giants practice squad on October 3rd. On
Yeah,
October
he is.
6th, the Ravens signed him to their active roster, which was why Landon Collins got signed to the Giants practice squad to
Hold up.
replace Klein.
Hold the fuck up. What?
What?
Landon Collins?
Yeah,
The dude who almost won DPOY
in 2016.
and should have?
And now he's a linebacker on the Giants practice squad. Unless he got signed to the active roster recently, but
Whoa, if
pretty
you guys
sure
have
he's
that.
still in his practice squad elevations.
Hold up, Landon Collins. Yo, I swear to God, please be on the active roster. Please be on the
No,
active
he's still
roster.
practice squad.
He's still, yeah, he's still. Hey, it's gone full circle. He's back on the Giants.
This is true.
It is. It is fucking gone. Gee, what the fuck, man? Um. Yeah. I literally. Cool. Roquan is a
What?
great young talent, and I don't know.
And it's a decent trade each way because it's not like inside linebacker is the most valuable position in the sense of like, you
Yeah.
don't see huge blockbuster trades for a middle linebacker.
And Niners trade Fred Warner for shit. Who's a really good for the best middle linebacker in the NFL, plus fucking 9 firsts and Lamar Jackson, please. 3-team trade. Make it happen. Yeah. Jack.
Okay.
Would you consider
Um,
Fred Warner the best middle linebacker?
I don't even know at this point, to be honest.
I mean, I would, but I'm biased as shit. Yeah, I think it's a good trade. Yeah,
All right.
I don't know.
You want to talk about the Bears' other trade?
The Bears trade a second rounder for Chase Claypool.
How
Jack,
did
you
this
are
happen?
the Steelers fan. Yeah, you're the Steelers fan. Please let me know what
This
the fuck
pick is
was
going to
that.
be higher than the pick they spent on Claypool, and a few years later to kind of restart that rookie clock if they use it on a receiver. Claypool is not that good of a player. Like I'm happy he's gone. I'm thrilled they were able to get like anything much for him, much less a second rounder, an early second rounder. Like it's the Bears pick.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Bears are thinking. I don't even think he's the best receiver on that roster. I don't think he's better than Mooney.
I also don't think he was the best receiver that was traded.
Like versus Tony.
No. Look above the Falcons, Deion Jones.
Robbie Anderson?
I feel like Robbie Anderson might be
No.
a tad better. A tad better.
No. No.
He
No.
he did produce. He produced.
No.
He produced.
He's
He
Robbie
produced.
Anderson is not good.
He produced.
Oh, okay. On what teams and with what other receivers around?
All right, good point. All right, you know what? Kadarius Toney is better than fucking Chase Claypool. It's just the Anders. You know what? Fuck it. You know what? You know what? You said Kadarius Toney earlier. You know what? Fuck it. Kadarius Toney was the better receiver than Chase Claypool because at least Kadarius Toney is a gadget player and can be used as so, and he's
Well,
very
Tony
good
is
when he
also
plays.
nasty as a receiver. He just doesn't know the playbook.
Exactly. So
So he wasn't used
you know,
as one.
fuck it. I take back what I said about Robbie Anderson.
But Tony
Instead
and
of
Ridley are
Robbie
both
Anderson,
better players than Claypool.
yeah.
I
How
guess
the
Claypool
fuck?
isn't hurt all the time, but
Yeah, but even like Calvin Ridley's not injured that much, and like
well,
motherfucker
he's
got
out
traded
this
for
year. But yeah,
dude. He got suspended. That is not. He got
yeah,
suspended for a dumbass thing. Like that should not count. But yeah, only like a second really for Claypool. Like Jack's biggest criticism on Claypool is he is a big ass receiver and he doesn't go up for the ball like a big ass receiver should, and so he's not. He
yeah.
doesn't come
He
down
he
with catches.
plays way smaller. Like he lost a jump ball to a 5'8" DB against the Jets, and by
Wait, who's the
lost I mean
DB?
looked absolutely pathetic.
Who's the
I don't
DB?
I don't remember.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. We don't need to know. It's 5'8" DB. That's all we need to know. Um, Panthers trade Robbie Anderson to the Cardinals for a sixth and a seventh. Sure.
Okay.
All right. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go with Jackson. Okay. Um, let's go with the Jags trade James Robinson to the Jets for a sixth rounder.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, the
James
safety
Robinson.
was Lamarcus Joyner. He is 5'8", 185
Dog,
pounds,
you lost a jump ball to Lamarcus.
and 31 years old.
Bro, what the figgity fuck? All right. Um, let's go with the
But yeah,
Lions.
the James Robinson move is
Oh,
interesting. The Jets clearly
yeah.
see themselves as a contender with their record, which the Giants, did not make that same leap. And this James Robinson trade was using a sixth to try to replace Brees Hall as much as they could.
Yeah. It's not like they're going to use it. Uh, the Lions trade TJ Hawkinson and 2 fourth rounders to the Vikings for a second and third rounder.
So I think a lot of people misread this trade initially and thought that the Vikings gave up a second, third, and 2/4 for him.
Yeah, that's what you made it seem like. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would they what? I was wrong. I read it wrong.
The way that the trade actually went, I mean, it's fair for both sides. The Lions kind of move their picks up in their respective rounds. Hawkinson's a pretty good player, but I don't think he's worth a second and a third on his own. He's a pretty good tight end, but he's also a tight end that doesn't offer anything crazy above what other tight ends can give you. So, fair enough.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I forgot somebody on this list. All right. Commies trade William Jackson III and a seventh rounder to the Steelers for a sixth rounder.
I mean, the Steelers just moved a sixth down to a seventh, essentially. This is them taking a flyer on a guy who wasn't a good fit in Washington. He's also dealt with injuries, and he's got a decently big contract, so the Steelers are taking that on at 12-ish mil a year. But this is a guy who excels in man cover systems. I mean, there was an interview with Ron Rivera recently that was saying the Commander screwed up their evaluation of him. He succeeds in man, he doesn't play well in zone, and they run a zone system. And so they were trying to send him to a team where he could play a little bit better. So the hope is that works for the Steelers because Lord knows they need a cornerback that is capable of playing NFL football. But it's not like there's really any risk here. So it's fine.
The Dolphins also have 2 trades.
Kind of one.
Nope. Never mind. I'm stupid. I read the trade wrong and I thought I missed one. The Dolphins trade Chase Edmonds, a first rounder and a fourth rounder, to the Dolphins for Bradley Chubb and a fifth rounder.
You mean to the Broncos?
Or to the Broncos. Sorry. Fuck.
Yeah.
I.
You're good.
Don't mind me. I'm a shitty podcast host. All right, yeah. Thoughts? Because I thought it was a decent trade. Because Bradley Chubb is young.
I
He
He's a
is
good
a
young
good,
player,
exactly. And
and
the Dolphins are
the
winning now.
the Dolphins have turned a Laramie Tunsil pick that became a Trey Lance pick into what, Waddle, Hill, and Chubb.
I'm very depressed that you said Trey Lance pick because
Well, that was the trade, was it not?
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully the Niners do good so that pick ain't worth shit, but whatever.
Well,
Also,
that's
I'm
the
pretty sure
Broncos' problem now.
the Niners don't have a single pick in next year's draft. Like a single one for like the next 2 drafts.
Um,
Or at least for next draft. It
well, they
yeah.
got a 5th from the Dolphins
Oh,
for
fuck, you're
Wilson.
right. All right, so we have a 5th rounder and that is it. Is that
Um,
we have any picks? Hold on.
they have 6 picks in the draft before comp picks. They have 2 comp picks in round 3.
Do we not have a single second rounder now?
Correct. 2 3s, 2 5s, and 2 7s.
I'm about to just like fall on my back in this chair. All right. We have
And you
thirds.
could
Cool.
receive another 5th and 7th for comp picks if you like free agents and stuff. And if D'Amico Ryans leaves for a coaching job, you'd also get a 3rd round comp pick.
I don't want him to leave. I want to make Orions to stay.
But that's where the 2 3rd rounders this year are from McDaniel and Sala, right?
Oh yeah, probably. Fuck. Okay. If D'Amico Ryans leaves, we get one in 2023 and 2024.
Yes.
I know we're trying to be the Rams and like it's pay to win and shit, but like, bro, we needed a better quarterback to be honest.
Unfortunately, that would cost firsts.
Why didn't we, dude? Why the
Plural.
fuck didn't the Packers accept that trade for Rodgers? Why? Why?
What did you have to offer them for Rodgers?
We were offering them everything we were offering the Dolphins for the 3rd pick.
Oh, back then.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think those Rodgers trade things were serious until Adams was going to walk and all the retirement stuff this year.
No. We offered
Like,
the
they
Packers
really-
like
Yeah, you offered it, but why would they accept it 2 years ago?
I don't know, just to unleash cap because they dude they
They were
probably
still
would.
a ridiculously good regular season team last year.
It's Jordan Love
imploded
season.
against the Niners.
It's Jordan Love season. It's Jordan Love
Have you
season.
ever watched Jordan Love?
It's Jordan Love season.
Oh boy.
It is Jordan Love. No, so I wish I know the Packers would have never accepted it, but I wish they did because then we would have Aaron Rodgers with our team. Bro, nasty.
You know, I too wish that the Packers traded Aaron Rodgers to my team.
Dude, you would have negative cap space.
Well, they wouldn't have signed Galladay.
Oh fuck, that's right. Yeah, but who would your receivers be?
I don't know. Maybe Shep, Tony might still be here for the 4 games a year.
Slayton, Wandale Robinson.
Whatever Slayton's used for. Well, yeah, if they pick Wandale still,
Bro,
he would be here this year.
Didn't Darius Slayton have like a really good game like 2 games ago?
I mean, define really good. He
Like,
put up
didn't-
yards.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't he put up yards?
A lot of those were pretty much just at the point of the catch and then getting tackled. He still has issues with drops and with anything other than a perfectly thrown ball that hits him in the chest. He still has issues in space to an extent. And he's still about just marginally better than the other guys the Giants have in the receiving core. So, not a full-on practice squad guy, but certainly not anything above like a fourth or a fifth guy in a good
Mohamed
offense.
Sanu might be back at the Niners for the third fucking time.
Heh.
I mean, why not? You know who I really wanted back again on the Niners receiving core?
Who?
Emmanuel Sanders.
That's unfortunate.
Like, I really want him back on the Niners because he was really good for us. Like, really good. And now we don't have him because we didn't re-sign him for some reason. Dude, why the fuck didn't we re-sign him? Our receiving core could be Emmanuel Sanders, Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, with Juwan Jennings coming off the bench and Danny Gray coming off the bench. If we still
Sanders
make the same picks, bro, he was a fish, dude. He was so good for us though. Like,
Old.
he was good.
Anyway,
And dude, he was such a good leader in the receiving core. All right.
the Giants
Anyway,
didn't acquire anyone good.
the Niners didn't either. We just sold people for 5th-round picks.
Good.
Anyway,
But the Niners acquired McCaffrey. What are you talking about?
oh no, that's true. Fuck. I'm already
Hold
forgetting
on.
about. I'm already
They
forgetting
made one
about
of the
that
biggest
trade.
trades.
I'm already forgetting about this trade because dude, I'm hoping it works out. But like, if it doesn't, it's gonna get scraped from my memory. Like, I'm not gonna remember that we traded for him. And then all I'm gonna hear from you and May in like 3 years is, dude, why the fuck did you trade for Christian McCaffrey? You dumbass. Anyway.
Yes, because you are the San Francisco front office.
I am the San Francisco fan, and I do overhype my players a lot,
A lot.
like way too much. Nick Bosa is the best defensive lineman. No,
Okay.
he's top 10. He's top 10. He's top 10. You can't lie. He is top 10.
No, I'm kidding. He is.
Dude, you
I
can
mean-
maybe the first
Actually,
like,
I think he's 11th.
the first 6 games of the season. You could have made a case for top 5. You could have. I'm not
easily.
saying it's like he was playing out of his fucking mind, bro. He had like 12 pressures against the Rams. 12.
Well, the Rams
12.
pass blocking has been dog shit this year. But yes.
Oh yeah. It's fantastic. Like they're
You know the McVay chart, right?
what? The McVay chart?
Here, I'm gonna
I
send
not
you the
a-
latest version of the McVay chart.
Oh, my God,
Um,
I'd love to see this.
It's basically something that was noticed last year with Stafford. So quarterbacks under McVay's system, which it's kind of similar with Shanahan because obviously those offenses are very similar in a lot of ways.
Okay.
McVay just runs the passing side of it more.
Okay.
Their performance is directly correlated with the offensive line's performance. And so Matt
Okay.
Stafford this year, his like kind of efficiency and all that has not been good. But
He's a
this is the
-1.
worst offensive line that McVay has ever coached.
Yo, I'm actually surprised that I'm surprised it's like looking like the Bengals offensive line right now, or the Broncos offense, or this dude, what the fuck, dude? How are they so astronomically good and so astronomically shit this year?
Well, look at what happened from 2018 to 2019. Sometimes players it kind of lines up who plays better than they should and then kind of regresses and vice versa, but
But Matthew
You know.
Stafford isn't a bad quarterback.
Whitworth also retired. No, he's not a bad quarterback, but that offense relies a lot on blocking.
That's true. I mean, the run game definitely does.
So does the pass game.
Oh no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like in the Shanahan offense, the run game completely relies on that fucking blocking.
Yeah.
Like in other run schemes, you can kind of get away of like at times of not blocking your man, but like, dude, in the Shanahan offense, if you don't block your man, it's a loss, like 100% a loss.
But anyway,
Anyway, final thoughts for today. Final thoughts.
it's the bye week. So instead of anything relating to football, because I'm not going to think about that team from that city, we'll be saying, go Ross Chastain. Excited to watch some NASCAR on Sunday.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. My final remarks. Good luck, Cowboy. No, I'm kidding. Fuck the
Hey,
Cowboys.
whoa.
Fuck the Cowboys. Would you like to say it, Jack? Fuck the Cowboys.
No, I'm not thinking about them this week.
All right, fuck the Cowboys.